From the following particulars relating to material said item show the store ledger under FIFO. 1/1/2020 opening stock 1000 units at the rate 6 each. 3/1/2020 purchase 900 units at rupees 8 each. 7/1/2020 issued to 1200 units. 11/1/2020 purchase 800 units at rupees 6.20 each. 13/1/2020 purchase 300 units at 6.40 each. 15/1/2020 issued 400 units. 17/1/2020 issued 600 units. 19/1/2020 purchase 200 units at rupees 6.50 each. 15/1/2020 issued 600 units. Now friends, this is a particular problem. We have to prepare store ledger under which we have to apply first in first out method. First in first out method. Now they are provided information regarding the material said, and material said they purchase and they issued, purchase and issued. Now we have to find out after the end of the month, after the end of the January month, we have to find out how much amount of closing stock is available in our godown, and therefore we have to apply first in first out method. Now for that purpose, we have to draw this particular ledger, this particular stock registered. In that we have to prepare various things. We have to write valuation of stock as per the first in first out method. It is a stock register. Under stock register we have to mention the item is head material, code is there, bill number, maximum level, minimum level and ordering level. These are the things are there, but it is not in our syllabus. Then we have to draw total 10 columns. Date, purchase, under purchase 3 columns, quantity rupees and quantity rate amount. In sales column, again 3 sub columns are there, quantity rate amount, and balances we have to write quantity rate and amount. These are the columns we have studied in our last lecture also. Now friends, we have to solve this particular sum. Now if you see that in our sum they are provided information 1/1/2020 opening stock 1000 unit at 6 each. So we have to put in our register 1/1/2020. Quantity in units, they are provided 1000 unit at the rate 6 each. Opening stock, so it is a opening stock, there is no purchase and sales, so we have to write opening stock, and directly in balance 1000 units multiplied by 6 per unit. 1000 units multiplied by 6 per unit. So we have to find out
6
1000 into 6. How much?
6,000.
6000.
6,000.
Okay. 6000, it is in rupee. So these things you have to keep in mind. These are rupee rate also in rupees. And quantity in units. Quantity in units. So these things you have to keep in mind. So we have a right now opening balance on 1/1/2020 1000 units at the rate 6 per unit, and their value is 6000. Now then after that we have to see the next date on 3rd January. They were purchased 900 units at the rate 8 each. So we have to put here third 3rd January 2020. Purchase. How many units? 900 and 8 per unit. So purchases units column. It's a units column. We have to write 900 units. Rate per unit is 8 rupees. So we have to write 8 rupees per unit. Use your calculator and find out the value 900 into 8.
7,200.
7,200. 7,200. Now friends, if you see that this particular date we we uh, purchase 900 units and this particular value is 7,200. Now this we have already 1,000 units and their rate is 6 and their value is 6,000. This particular purchases we have to keep as it is in next year also. We have to keep as it is. So we have to write these purchases as it is. We have to show 1,006 and their value is 6,000. Same things we have to keep as it is because there is no change, there is no purchase about this particular rate. These things you have to keep in mind. We kept this particular units as it is, their value also we kept as it is, their rate also as it is there. Okay. Now new purchases, what we have to do, we have to write in our balances column. In our balances column we have to write this. Here we have to write 900, their rate is 8 and their value is 7,200. Now we have to find out the total units available on 3rd January. So if you find out the total, hello, कुठून? मी आता लेक्चरला आहे, मी आता कामात आहे, जरा 5-10 मिनिटानंतर कॉल कराल. Yes, someone is disturbing the whole classroom and I don't want any kind of disturbance. Yes, Simran, mute yourself. Who is a Simran? Mute yourself. Yes, who is your is कौन है ही भाई? Okay, these kinds of terrorists, they are entered in your classroom and they are disturbing the whole class. So you have to see the such kinds of terrorist is available in front of you or not, and you have to fight them. You have to directly beat them. Yes or no? So these, but I'm very silent mode. I'm asking her mute yourself, but she's not responding. Okay, now she left. Now we will continue right now. So friends, whatever purchases is there on 3rd January, we have to keep as it is 900 units, 8 per unit, 7,200. Now we have to find out the total SUM 1000 plus 900, total 1900, and SUM total 900 plus 7,200, total 13,200. So friends, these things you have to keep in mind. On 3rd January 2020, we have a we have a balance, we have a this particular balance available 1900 units, and total value is 13,200. So these things you have to keep in mind. After recording this, next date we have to move to the next date. Now next date, what was happened on 7th January 2020, they issue 1200 units. Now friends, issue means sold, issue means sale, issue means sold value. Now 1200 issue. So now when they want to sold this on 7th January, so we will write here 7th January 2020. How many units they want to sold? 1200. Now friends, if you see that in on 3rd January we have already balanced 1000 units and their rate is 6, and we have a 900 units, their rate is 8. Now two rates units are available. One rate is 6, and how many units are there? 1000. Another rate is 8, and their units are 900. Now our method is FIFO method. Those who purchase first, such units sold first. Now 1000 units purchase first, so such units we have to sold first. So 1000 units purchase first, we have to sold first. So we have to sold 1000 units first. So we will use 1000. Their rate is as it is 6, and their value is 6,000. But it is not sufficient, because we want to sold 1200, we sold only 1000. It means we want to sold how many units remaining? 200. So 200 we can take from 8 per unit, because 900 units are there. From this 900 units we can take 200 units, we can take 200 units. Okay, so I hope you understood what is going on. So we take first from 1000, their rate is 6, and we take afterwards the rate 8. So we will write here 8 rate, 200 into 8, 1600. Okay, the total value is, sold value is 7600. Now friends, so if you see that this sold items, so I hope you understood. We recorded how many units sold, 1200. Their value is 7600. Now we have to find out how much amount of balance available. Now 1000 is already gone from this 900, 200 sold the rest of the value. So 900 minus 200, rest of the value of units are 700 per unit. Now 8 rupees rate was there, same rate we have to consider for this 700 units, same rate we have to consider, because this particular 700 units belonging from 900 units. So 700 into 8, 5600. So we have a closing balance on 7th January 2020, 700 units at the rate 8 per unit, and their value is 5600. So I hope you understood the this particular FIFO method. After recording 7-1 transaction, next date on 11/1/2020, they purchased 800 units at the rate rupees 6.20 each. So we will record this transaction on 11/1, 11/1 2020. Value, how many units? 800 units. Rate per unit 6.20. So use your calculator. 800 into 6.20, value will be 4960.
60.
This is a purchase value we recorded. Now we have a already balance of closing on 7th January. Same we have to keep as it is. We carry forward for next date also on 11th. So we will record this particular value in next date also. Same things we have to continue. 5000, sorry, 700, 5600. We have to continue as it is these values, because these are closing stock, they were not sold as it is there. New purchase, new purchase is 800 units and their value is 9600. This new purchase we will put as a closing value. New purchase we have to put as a closing value here. So their units are 800 new purchases. Their rate is 2.6.20 and their value is 4960. 4960. So I hope you understood what is going on. Then after that, we have to find out the total. 700 plus 800, it means it is a 1500. यस, तुमची बहीण एक नंदिता नावाची तुमची बहीण इथे त्रास देते. ती काय कुठून काश्मीरमधून आली आहे का? तर तिला भेटलं तर तिला मारा, चोपून काढा. व्हॉट इज गोइंग ऑन? ही सिमरन कशाला, हिला काढून टाकतो मी. कधी परत माझ्या लेक्चरला नसले पाहिजे. Now friends, here we got the total of these two units. Then after that we have to find out the total of the value we have to find out. 5600 plus 4960, the total will be 10,560. It means on 11 January 2020 we have a closing balance 1500 units, and value is 10,560. And we have a two rates, 8 rupees per unit, 700 units are there, and 6.20 per unit, 800 units are there, and total we got. So I hope you understood how to write. After recording 11 January's units, purchase units, now we have to discuss 13 January. Again, they were purchased 300 units at the rate 6.40. So we will record this transaction on this particular column, 13 January 2020. How many units purchased? 300. Rate 6.40. 300 into 6.40. Use your calculator and find out the value. 300 into 6.40. How much you got? 1920 is a particular value. Now purchases are there. Again, we have to consider, again we have to record the same things. See that friends, this particular things, this particular things we have to, again we have to carry forward for next date. We have to carry forward for next date. These things you have to keep in mind. We have to carry forward for next date. So same things we have to continue for next day also. It means what we have to carry forward? 700, their rate is 8, their value is 5600. Then 800 units, their rate is 6.20, and their value is 4960. We have to carry forward. It means we have to carry forward for next day also. Now we have to write new purchases value here. We have to write new purchases value here. It means we have a three rates of purchases. 300, their rate is 6.40, and their value is 1920. So we have to find out the total amount of purchases, total amount of closing balances. We have to find out this. So here, how we will find out? Total we have to do 700, 800 plus 300. The total will be 1800. Then we will not do the rate column total. SUM 5600, 4960, and 1920. total. It is 12,480. So these particular closing balance is available. When it was available on 13, 13 January 2020. And three rates purchases we have. Three rates purchases we have. I hope you understood what is going on. You understood this, how we will write our answer. After 13 January, after 13 January, next date is 15 January. They were issued 400 units. So we will write here 15 January 2020. How many units issued? 400 units. Now we have a three rates: 6.40, 6.20, and 8. Now, which units purchase first? 8 rupees per unit rate units were purchased first. Then second, 6.20 units rate units were purchased first. And those rates 6.40 units were purchased afterwards. So what we have to do, we want to sell how many units? 400 units. So from which units we have to consider? So friends, those units purchased first, such units sold first. The 700 units purchased first, we have to use for selling purpose. So from this 700, we have to use 400 units. We have to use 400 units. So these things you have to keep in mind. We have to use 400 units. Now rate is 8. So rate also we have to consider same rate. Rate is 8. So 400 into 8, 3,200. Okay, fine. I hope you understood. Sold values we record. Now, friends, we have to record the closing balances. Now, from this 700, 400 units were sold. Now we have a 700 minus 400 units were sold. Now we have a 300 units and their rate is 8 per unit. So we have to put 8. We have to put 8. So 300 into 8, 2,400. Then 800 units, their rate is 6.20 and their value is 4960. We have to keep as it is. 600, 6.20, their value 4960. We have to keep as it is. Then 300 units, their rate is 6.40 and their value is 1920. We have to keep as it is. There is no change because they were not sold. Now friends, we have to find out the total of the units available is there in our stock ledger. 600 plus 800 plus 300. The total units were available 1400 and we have to find out their value 2400, 4960 and 1920. The total will be 192 9280. So I hope you understood this, how we will record it. Okay, fine. Is there any problem? Do you have any problem? You can ask. After recording this 15 January's transaction, Now we will move further. Next date, next date on 17/1/2020. What they do, they issue 600 units. So we will write here 17/1/2020. How many units sold? 600 units. Now they want to sold 600 units. Now our method, first in first out method. So which units we have to consider first? Those units purchase first. So we have to consider first 300 units first, because which was purchased first, which was purchased first, 300 units. Rate was 8 per unit, 2400. But these 300 units are not sufficient, because we want to sold 600 units. The rest of the 300 units we have to take from 800 units, from 800 units, because it was purchased after purchase of the 300 units. So first preference we have given here 300 units, and second preference we have to give this rate 6.20 800 units. And from this 800 units, from this 800 units, 300 units we have to use for sold purpose. Their rate is different, 6.20. So 300 into 6.20. Use your calculator. 300 into 6.20. The value is 1860. 1860. And their total value 2400 plus 1860. Total will be 4260. Now friends, 300 units were sold. From this 800, from this 800, 300 units we sold. Now rest of the units we have 500. Rest of the units we have 500. How will we calculate the 500? 800 minus 300 sold. So 500 is remain. Their rate is 6.20. So 500 into 6.20, their value is 3100. Then friends, this 300 units, their rate is 6.40 and their value is 1920. Keep as it is, because there is no change. They were not used for selling purpose, so we will keep as it is for next date also. Now if you see that we have a total balance on 17 January, that is some 500 plus 300, it is 800, and their value is 3100 plus 1920. Total value is 5020. Now friends, one thing you have to keep in mind, now two dates are remaining, and that you have to solve. That you have to solve. I solved this 17th January up to January. You have to solve these two dates, and you have to find out the closing balances after 15th January. Only two transactions that you have to do in your notebook. And what you have to do first, you have to go to the YouTube channel and see the entire lecture. After that you have to solve these two things. This lecture is available on YouTube also. I will